Through hard work and practice, the greatest college athletes have produced record-breaking numbers and unbelievable seasons. But some stars believe their quirky superstitions have also played a role in their success.
Well, probably the superstition that I had those 2 years, people probably didn't even know. But I would always, when I'd line up in the I formation, I would sometimes kick my ankles, and I just would do that.
My grandmother gave me a little medallion of the Blessed Mother. It was blessed by the Pope. She went to Italy prior to that year. She gave it to me as a souvenir, so I would always put that in my sock. My right ankle, because I had always had like an issue with my right ankle.
One of them is going to get on a knee and pray, which a lot of people talk about now. After I do that, I usually get a few hops in, and then I sprint down the sideline and get a few cuts in, and it really makes me feel like that's the last thing I do before a game. Now I'm ready.
I wore the same shorts, undershorts and undershirt for every game. I never got new ones for 2 years. I always had to have the same. I marked them in a certain spot so I would know that they weren't changing them up on me. Maybe it's not that weird, but after 2 years, I don't know if they were undershorts or understrings at this point, because there wasn't much to them anymore, but it was just something that I had to do.
I hated wearing a mouthpiece. I didn't like calling signals and audibles with a mouthpiece in. So I'd stick it in my sock and leave it there until an official would warn me or notice that I wasn't wearing one, then I'd pop it in for a play and go back to the sock. And if you watch, in the pass against Miami, there's my mouthpiece in the sock and the throw, and a lot of people say the play could have been called back for that. I don't think so.
One superstition that I do have is I do listen to Thriller, Michael Jackson's Thriller, before every football game. Have to. It's got to go down, and I got to listen to the whole song.
Every Wednesday before a game, I'd go to Togo's with my dad, and we'd order the same sandwiches, sit in the same table, just for an hour right before practice. That year, we flew to Miami for the Orange Bowl against Oklahoma in the title game, and I was like, Pop, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna eat? We gotta keep this going because we haven't lost. The manager of Togo's was gonna fly out a package of the barbecue brisket, beef, whatever that I ate. Literally, like, we talked on the phone. I got to get this out there, we're going to lose if I don't. Turned out we couldn't do it, but that definitely was something that we had every week.
A lot of guys wear wristbands. Now, as a tailback in high school, I taped my wrist. So I got to Michigan, I did the same thing. And I wore elbow pads as a tailback too. So I got to Michigan, I did the same thing. So I'll probably be one of the only receivers you ever see who wore elbow pads, But when I put the tape on, I always put my dad's initials, JD, on it, because he was my inspiration. So if anything got tough during the game, I would look at my wrist and see my dad's initials. And he always drove from Cleveland up to Ann Arbor to see all my home games.